I think that a good communicator, an effective communicator, is someone who gets to know essentially this invisible user manual that everyone has of how they like to have feedback or how they like to be invited to things and challenged, how much feedback is too much. And I say feedback just because that's always the hot topic, right? Is
Hmm.
feedback, but it's also, appreciation, recognition, how they want to set goals. And so the more that you can understand the user manual of those around you, I think the more effective you can be in those interpersonal interactions, which just goes back to asking a lot of questions and also allowing for those answers to change. I had a team member who, kind of changed her style of how she'd like to work and collaborate on projects. She was a little more independent and wanted to work by herself. And as she gained confidence and new skill sets, she wanted to take the lead on things. So it's getting to know the user manual, but also being willing to let that adapt and recognize if that is adapting and how you need to adjust your communication.
So we all have this invisible user manual. I absolutely love that.
Mm-hmm.
I have never heard of that concept before, and it makes complete sense.
Mm-hmm.
We're everyone's a little bit different, and I really like the idea of past version histories and the bugs.
Mm-hmm.
I absolutely love that. And it reminds me, I was recently a guest on a leadership podcast, and I talked about this idea of when you move into leadership, it's no longer about you, it's about the people on your team, and you really need to get to know them and how to best get the best out of them, so to speak. And a big part of
Mm-hmm.
that is understanding what's their communication style. Are they best, maybe for certain things through text message, or this person, I really need to pick up the phone and talk through things, where somebody else, I know I can handle it through email. And then also the idea that things may change. For example, what motivates somebody? If I think of my career over the past, say, 15 years, when I first started, I was motivated by much different things than I am now. At certain points, it was around money. Certain points, it was getting into, say, a leadership position. More now, it's trying to find not only stability and security, but then also being able to be very creative and flexible in the work that I do and really enjoy it and be passionate about it. So it's just knowing that people have these manuals where you can understand how to best communicate with them and work with them, but it's not a static document. There are going to be those version histories.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. That's awesome.